everyone, it's us. We are in the cab. We're on the way home. Love you. Excuse me, that was our exit.
Well, the storyline fascinated me.
Right.
And I was able to do a rewrite on the script and make it more about the dynamic between the man and the boy.
Right.
And, you know, I always wonder why people do what they do. So to me, I was, you know, really fascinated in how monsters are really made.
Yep.
And this guy's a real monster.
He is.
So I rewrote it with that in mind.
Right.
And so that's why, I guess. Yeah, I wanted authenticity.
Right.
You know, there's certainly a time and a place for killers who are just killers and we don't know why.
Yep.
But I like, you know, sticking my finger in there and wiggling it around about why.
Right.
I didn't do any research.
Okay.
You know, there are certainly many unfortunate cases all around the world
Yep.
about children being kidnapped and the torture that ensues.
Yep.
And I didn't want to, both out of respect for those people and their actual circumstances, I didn't want to mimic any of that, but I do in my work try and figure out what it is I would feel and I would do in these situations. And so there's a little bit of what I would do and who I'd be in every character in the movie.
Right.
So that's the research I did, was I asked myself a lot of questions.
Right.
Oh my God!
I didn't ask for you, but since you're here, I'm going to make the most of it.
Incredible. It was incredible to direct them.
Right.
They are so brave.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Even and to me, the bravest thing someone can do is admit that they're afraid and keep going.
Yep.
So they were all able to do that. I mean, from Evan Bird, who plays the young boy, to Eamon Farren, who plays the older rabbit.
Right.
Julia Ormond. You know, it's a very tough role for someone who is a mother herself.
Yep.
To you know, portray that kind of loss and fear. And Vincent, I mean, Vincent went, you know, if I can say this, balls to the wall. He really is.
Yeah.
And I, admittedly, he and I were just talking about this the other day in the commentary. I said, Vincent, you've given me a whole new impression of what method acting is.
Right.
I had always thought it was you have to always stay in this terrible space, and he's just not like that. And he said, no, that's not it at all. I just check in with myself and tell the story through there.
Yeah. So
From now on, it is only me, you, and them.
There's something about, strangely, every single person I encounter that I respect because they're different than me.
Yep.
And so I admire different choices, good and bad.
Right.
You know, part of me even admires people who are, you know, fearless enough to commit terrible, you know, robberies and such.
Yep.
I could never do that.
Right.
I'd be too worried about how everybody would feel about me holding a gun to them. So, you know, I respect everyone. I mean, I certainly respect my parents.
Yep.
My father's a great guy and a great filmmaker and painter, and my mother's a great painter and sculptor and writer. But, you know, my idols are sort of all over the place.
Okay.
You know, the answer to that is a kind of a sad one, because if there was anyone I could ever work with, I would have worked with Heath Ledger.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, there are so many people ultimately that I would, you know, really kill to. I'm very excited about my next picture, which I'll be, you know, working with Tim Roth.
Right.
And, you know, I'd love to work with Gary Oldman.
Yep.
There's so many.
Okay, fine.
You know. The best advice I could give is there's no right way to do it.
Right.
There's your way. And the same way that you would tell a story with your eyes closed in bed at night with a, you know, a best friend, a lover, tell your story that way.
Right.
Don't listen to what anybody's going to try and teach you.
What's your name?
rabbit. How long have you been here? Since I was 9.